And now we should be live.
Alright.
Okay. It was, well, I guess we can start right now.
Alright.
Oh, wait, no ad. I'm trying to, well, while the ad is going, I'll put out a bulletin and tell everybody to come over.
Your friends on Facebook help you decide. Bing, and decide with your friends.
Because I'm getting real tired of ads happening. Alright, we can start now. That should be pretty good. Alright, what's up everybody? This is Comic-Con Artist, and this is going to be the first live stream of Comic Chat, which is, I know, is a generic name for a comic discussion thing, but I'm not good with names, so I'm just going to roll with that. If you have any, name and advice or a name that you would like it to be called, then you can tell me. I'll take it into consideration, because I really don't know what I should call it. I was like, Comic Corner? Nope. Comic Chat? Alright. No, it wasn't much thought going into it, but as you can hear in the background, I'm here with Lost Gamer. He's one of my subscribers and a friend. I wanted to bring him on here for the first episode. Today we'll be talking about Ultimate Comics Spider-Man and the recent events that's going on now, and just the comic book in general, because both of us are big fans of the comic book, and I've been reading it for a while, and recent events that's been going on, it's been a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. So we just want to talk about that right quick. And I guess the first thing we can talk about is the events that's going on now, like Ultimate Comics Fallout and what's going on with that. Hold on, am I even? Let me see. Yeah, I should be live. Okay, I was just making. Alright, I want to tell everybody now that this is just, this is kind of like a practice or a test, because I'm trying to make sure.
It might be because you met Tom.
Now there's ads. See, that's the problem. Like, I'm trying to do this, but it's something that I'm gonna have to get used to. But we'll be talking about Ultimate Spider-Man. Me and him have been talking back and forth a little bit about the comic book and what we like about it and what we think about what's going on now. And I'm sure a lot of people have their opinions. I've seen a lot of comments and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to come on and talk about it a little bit. So the first things first, Peter Parker is dead, at least Ultimate Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And they had the big story event, Ultimate Comics, the death of Spider-Man, and a lot of people are angry. I know I was mad when it first happened.
Yeah, me too.
Exactly. Because, after reading this book, I mean, we've all read it pretty much over this last year. If you subscribe to me, then you're probably reading it, because that's when I've been uploading it. And, you get emotionally attached to this character, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and the characters around him and the world that he lives in. And, now that it's coming to an end, kind of, it's upsetting a little bit for a lot of people. So I know a lot of people are angry. I've read a lot of people's comments. I've seen a lot of people's videos and talking about what's going on, and I can see the outrage, in the in the comic book world pretty much. And I know a lot of people are furious. And just seeing how strongly everybody feels about this comic book, it was kind of like watching the 5 or the 6 stages of grief.
Yeah.
Because at first everybody was, when they announced the whole story arc, they was like, it's gonna be the death of Peter Parker, and everybody was like, man, this is a comic book. He ain't gonna die. He's gonna come right back the next issue. And everybody was just in denial. And I believe that's the first step is denial. Even I was like, man, he's gonna come back. They tried to kill him in Ultimate Comics Requiem, and he's still alive. So this is probably gonna be the same thing. Not a big deal. And then he died, and they was like, it's gonna be a new Spider-Man. Peter's dead. A new one. And everybody was like, what? How could Marvel do that? And everybody pretty much just got angry and flipped out. And I just seen just an inflood of comments everywhere. Just people just getting real angry. Just like, fuck Bendis, what the fuck is he doing for this shit? I was like, people are very, very angry. Then, over the time, people kind of accepted it and kind of got over it. And they like, Bendis is still writing it. and maybe this new Spider-Man would be interesting. And that's pretty much the general idea, or pretty much the feelings of the average reader, pretty much, at least from what I can gain. And we'll be talking about our opinions and our feelings about it tonight. So pretty much when I first heard about the death of Peter Parker, I was like everybody else. I was angry because Ultimate Comics Spider-Man is my favorite Spider-Man and one of my favorite books. So seeing it end like this, at first I was angry. And I heard about the whole tie-in with Mark Miller, and they was going to do the death of Spider-Man. And I was like, why? Like, that was my first question, like, why?
Yeah.
Because I was like, this has to be one of the best books at Marvel. Like, I don't know the stats, I don't know the statistics and everything, but I know a lot of people who love this book. And, I don't understand what was the reason. But a lot of people are saying that they just wanted to shake it up. They just wanted
they came out and said that's why they did it.
Exactly. They just was like, after a lot of people spoiled it, and they figured out that the new Spider-Man was going to be African-American / Latino, which kind of made me angry, because I was waiting. I was like, there's going to be a new Spider-Man. I was kind of just getting over grieving over Peter Parker, and I was like, all right, it's going to be a new Spider-Man. At least Bendis is still writing. I wonder how the new Spider-Man is going to be. And they were saying, okay, this is going to be released in Ultimate Comics, Ultimate Fallout number 3 or 4. And I was like, all right, I'm going to wait. Then everybody and their grandmama just left comments on my channel just killing me. I was like, no. Why? Why did y'all
They had his
this?
full name and everything.
Exactly. They had like his whole biography pretty much. It was like, he's gonna be black, he's gonna be Latino, he's gonna be new Spider-Man, this is his costume, and this is what blah blah, this is how he looks like. But I was like, come on, why everybody tell me? So it's kind of ruined for me. I try not to spoil it for anybody else. I can't really want to say much in the comments. I was just like, come on, shh, be quiet. Don't somebody come across the video and they've been waiting for it or whatever. Let them read it in the comments. Don't just spoil it for them. But I looked it up a little bit, and I still haven't found really that much concrete information on him. All I know is that he's black and he's Latino, and I think he's also homosexual. At least from what I heard.
Well, why didn't you hear that?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to think, because how people always say, gay for everything else than what it means.
Yeah.
So they was all like, man, new Spider-Man gonna be gay. So I'm trying to figure out if he's actually gay or if they just saying that he's lame. They're using words out of context sometimes. So it's kind of.
Well, I guess you could find it if there's like, he's gonna be a homosexual gentleman.
Pretty much.
I guess that's about the only time.
Exactly. So I'm still trying to figure that out. But for the most part, you can tell that he's black, and they said he's half black, half Latino. And from Ultimate Comics Fallout 4, I think that was the one where he was introduced. You can see that he has spider powers. Now that's pretty much all they've shown. He did a little quipping, made a couple of jokes, and he fought the kangaroo. But I do not know anything about him. And that's pretty much what they're holding off for in Ultimate Comics Spider-Man #1 when they reboot the series. So I guess we'll have to wait. But I've been speculating a little bit. We talked about it a little bit, so I'm trying to figure out. Because they released some information, they said that he has some kind of tie to Peter Parker. And at least from my knowledge, I don't know any black characters that Peter knows.
Yeah, besides Ben Reilly.
Yeah, that was the only one. Ben Reilly was a scientist working with Dr. Connors, I believe, on the symbiote.
Inadvertently made Carnage.
Exactly. And that was the only character, so I was thinking, I believe he knew Peter Parker's secret identity, right?
I think so. I have to reread that.
Exactly, because I believe when he was making Carnage, that's when he figured it out. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was so long ago.
I know he took his blood and he was like trying to mess with it because it was different.
Yeah.
He was like, this is a breakthrough and all that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure that out. Other than that, I don't really know. So I'm thinking that maybe this new Spider-Man might be his son or somebody that he knows.
Yeah.
And that's the tie. Where it'll be like, okay, he's tied to Peter Parker because he gave him the blood and he knows about, him being Spider-Man. At least that's what I was thinking. So if it is, then cool. If it isn't, then I really don't know I don't really know how the tie will come in. Like I want to, like if they do it right, if Bendis do it right, which I can, I know Bendis.
Bendis he's a really good writer. I'm sure he'll pull it off fine.
Like I've been reading Bendis' stuff, Powers, Ultimate Spider-Man. Like he's made some of my favorite comics. So I'm trying to see if he'll do it right. Because a lot of people are saying, oh, they're just doing it for shock value. They're just gonna make him a Black Spider-Man, but that's gonna be it. He's just gonna be a Black Spider-Man. He's not gonna have.
From Stevens Greenman's oven to the Game Square. It should take 15 minutes.
That's the way we do it, avoiding the long
Trying to get rid of this ad right quick. I'm sure everybody can hear it in the background, but I can't do nothing about it.
I still have some mark on the end of my nose.
I hate Justin TV.
I think they're speckles, but some say they're freckles.
Wait a second
there
to
was
the
a
end.
fairy on my nose.
But don't be surprised if you get sidetracked.
Alright. So basically, I know Bendis, he's a great writer. The only problem I ever had with Bendis was his New Avengers. And it wasn't really that much of a problem. His New Avengers seemed more like, the average superhero story. Which was just, a big event happened, they have to go stop it. That was fine. It was good. But my main problem with it was how he wrote Luke Cage. That was my only problem, because he put way too much slang into everything Luke Cage said. And I was like, come on, I could barely understand what he's saying. Sometimes I was like, I understand. I'm black. I use slang from time to time. But I'm not every other word is going to be some kind of cut off. Like everything has to be shortened when he's writing Luke Cage, to the point where he never writes out full improper grammar at all. I thought that was taken a little bit too far. But I do like his work. Bendis, he writes the best dialogue to me.
Yeah.
He's a very, very good dialogue man, to the point where sometimes it's just too much dialogue and I'll be tired of reading. But it's always good stuff, so it keeps me interested and I keep reading it. But so I have faith that he will pull this through. Like he'll make this a good. It won't just be like a gimmick, which is what a lot of people are worried about.
That's what I thought when I first saw that. They're like, I read the news and they're like, oh well, they're gonna have a new Spider-Man and he's half black and half Latino. I'm like, oh well, that sounds kind of gimmicky, because at first I didn't know why they were killing Peter, because they just started training him.
Exactly. That was yeah, you can
It killed me, because it just, and then I thought, oh, this is kind of gimmicky. Especially since it just so happens someone else with spider powers, and they said somebody has a tie to him. So I'm like, oh, this could be interesting. It automatically had me hooked. And then I heard Bendis is still writing it, so I'm definitely in.
Yeah, I'm down with it. I'm sure that a lot of people are going to be complaining and trying to decide whether or not it's just a gimmick. But I believe that Bendis knows what he's doing, as long as he doesn't focus on the character just being black. And then it should be fine. Like he should have his own personality, his own reasons for being Spider-Man. Like I want to see. That's the most interesting thing. I want to see how Peter affected him and made him want to become Spider-Man. Why did he put on the suit and go fight the kangaroo and stuff like that? Like that's what I'm really looking forward to. So after Peter died, I was angry, yes, just like everyone else, because that just shows how great Bendis is as a writer, that he can make so many people get so emotionally attached to a character that is like somebody actually passed in real life. Like everybody was just, how could he be dead? How could blah 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 blah? And that just goes to show how good he is as a writer. Because I know that I was affected when Peter died, and I know that I was mad, and I know I wanted him to come back. Like that was the one death where I was just like, I didn't care if he came back.
Yeah, I wouldn't even care. They could just retcon that whole death, and I would not even care. Exactly. I was just waiting for someone like, oh, we found a new spell to bring people back to life.
Exactly. Get Doctor Strange or somebody on the case. But I understand, and I think even though it might not have been Bendis' idea to kill Peter,
it was Marvel's higher ups that told him he had to.
Yeah, I feel like he handled it well. Like Peter Parker went out great. Like that was a great last stand. He fought some of his top rogues, and he was able to win even with a bullet wound. And he didn't have his mask on or anything. And he just was like, fuck it, and he was gonna protect the people that he cared about. And he went out fighting, and I